because he'll just do jerky things, and she has to protect herself. Does that make sense? So sometimes in Scripture it said that the man is more self-controlled than the women, or he's more detached. That's a generalization, and therefore, it's kind of funny, but if you go to a home of any couple, usually the woman will have 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 more times clothes and shoes than the men. You agree? Something like that. But it's not a fault. It's a nature. Men don't care as much, right? That's just you know. In the malls in America, I don't know the percentage, but there's a much higher percentage of stores that cater to women than men. Because men are not, they don't like things, women like things more, generally. I mean, I'm generalizing, but it's generally, and if you look around how men dress and how women dress, you notice a difference. Some men dress well, but not all. But 99% of women, if not all, dress well. Right? You notice that? You know, you may have spots on your clothes, but if a woman has a spot, she's not going to wear it. You won't even notice it. Look, I have 2 spots. I didn't even notice it. But she'll notice it. So it was really cold in Mayapur, and we had a friend who came from the States, and she didn't realize how cold it was, and I gave her one of my jackets. It was really warm, and she didn't have any warm clothes, and it was quite cold. And she put the jacket on, and she said, "Wow, this is warm, but I could never wear it." And I said, "Why?" She said, "It doesn't look good on me." And a man won't think; he'll just think it's cold, and I got a jacket. Thank you. But she said, she'd rather go cold than look bad and be warm. That's a female thing. It's not a males. Males don't think like that. Most. I mean, some do, but most wouldn't. So it's a nature. So, of course, we're generalizing here. But so Scripture says men tend to be a little less concerned about things. Some men are not exactly like that, but it's generalization. Women like things. They like nice things. And they're more attached to their home than the men are, and more attached to having nice things, nice clothes, and so forth. So the Scripture says the women are a little more materially like grounded. They're more nested than the men. Boyfriend, girlfriend. The girlfriend's thinking about marriage. The guy isn't. She talks about it. He's like, I can't think about it. That's quite common. He's not so grounded in that. She's thinking about a home and children. He's not, he doesn't think about that usually till he's older. And sometimes he doesn't think about it at all. It's just the nature, you know. So, so when the Scripture says women have that nature, it seems like, okay, well, that's like goes against you, because spiritual life means be a little renounced, live simply, and I like things, I like nice things. I'm a little more attached. I identify more with my body because I want it to look nice, right? So sometimes it's said men have an advantage because they're more detached and easier to control themselves. And again, it's a generalization, because you'll find there's plenty of men out there walking around who are pretty attached. So it's a generalization. But part of the generalization is if they need to be detached, they can be. If they have to be, it's easier. If they want to, yeah, it's easier. Um, and one of the reasons is that a woman's emotions and intelligence work together, and a man's emotions and intelligence work separately. So when a man's emotional, he's actually worse than a woman. More emotional. We say women are emotional, but if a man's emotional, it's actually worse when he gets, because his emotions will kick in without any intelligence guiding it. And women they work both. But a man can also turn his emotions off and just act purely with intelligence. So, sometimes a woman's acting with intelligence and emotion, and she can't see something as clearly as a man. Who's, but even another woman who's detached can just see because she's not emotionally involved. She'll say, "Why don't you do this?" And you go, "Oh, I didn't think of that." So, but if a man's absorbed in something, sometimes he can just act with intelligence without emotion. Yes.
Can women become detached as well, like as well as men can be?
And I think it's relative. They can be. They do. But it's within a context that will still reflect some of their female characteristics. There's many renounced women, no doubt, but most of them are still women. I mean, their nature as women didn't change, but their spiritual advancement made them more less concerned, so they don't care